I took the supermarket flyers from the windowsill, threw the day-old tea from the cup, packed up the photo album Matthew had made, memories of a life that's been loved. Took the get well soon cars and stuffed animals, poured the old ginger beer down the sink. Dad always always told me, don't you cry when you're down. But Mum, there's a tear every time that I blink. Oh, I'm in pieces, it's tearing me up. But I know a heart that's broke is a heart that's been loved. So I'll sing hallelujah. You were an angel in the shape of my mum. When I fell down, you'd be there holding me up. Spread your wings as you go. And when God takes you back, He'll say hallelujah, you're home. Fluffed the pillows, made the bed, stacked the chairs up, folded your nightgowns neatly in a case. John said he'd drive, then put his hand on my cheek and wiped a tear from the side of my face. And I hope that I see the world as you did, 'cause I know a life with love is a life that's been lived. So I'll sing hallelujah. You were an angel in the shape of my mum. When I fell down, you'd be there holding me up. Spread your wings as you go. And when God takes you back, He'll say hallelujah, you're hallelujah. You were an angel in the shape of my mum. You got to see the person I have become. Spread your wings and I know that when God took you back, He said hallelujah, you're home.
A beautiful song to begin today's farewell, and a beautiful way to begin today's farewell for Di is her family lighting a candle. Her spirit is certainly with us. Before we begin, could I remind you, if you haven't already done so, to switch off your phones or pop them onto silent for the service. That would be much appreciated. Well, good morning everyone, and thank you for being here as we gather in loving memory of Di, and a warm welcome to those joining us via live stream. We hope you all feel a part of today's service. I know that Kelly, Gav, Irene and the rest of the family greatly appreciate your love and your friendship from both near and far on this difficult and sad day. My name is Gina Brakey, and it really is an honour to have been invited to lead today's farewell. It is my hope that this morning will be a meaningful tribute to a beautiful lady and reflect on the many qualities that made Di so special and so loved. Well, there's no question that everyone here this morning is carrying a heavy heart. No one more so than her family. We know that the past few weeks have been an extremely difficult and sad time, and no words we share today will make it easier to accept that Di is no longer with us. While we can't take away the sadness that you are feeling, please know that you are surrounded by lots of love and lots of support. Di was an amazing woman, and I hope that Kelly, Gav and their families can take comfort knowing that Di was genuinely loved and respected by everyone who knew her. Today's attendance is certainly testament to that. As much as we all wish Di was here to see how loved she was, we also know she wouldn't want a lot of fuss made of her. Di was a practical and down-to-earth lady. She had a genuine love of life and sense of fun, and we can only hope that she's looking over us today and she is smiling. Well, today we will honour the life and memory of Di Rebeiro, a loved and loving partner, a cherished mother and mother-in-law, a very proud nanny, a loved daughter, sister and friend. Memories will be shared and you will all feel a sadness that Di is no longer a physical presence in our lives. However, in spending this time together, we are reminded of a life lived with value and purpose, and we will focus on the people who are most special to Di and the enduring memories she has left behind. At just 68 years of age, we know that Di has been taken from us too soon, but the question of why is one that can't be answered today. All we can do is be whatever comfort we can be to Di's family, acknowledge the important role she has played in your lives, and most importantly, be grateful for having shared in her life. As we begin, I'd like to acknowledge the people who were most special to Di. She was the much-loved partner of Vic, who is deceased, loving mum to Callie and Neil and Gavin and Rachel, a very proud nanny to Harry, Zach and Sophie, and a cherished daughter of Dennis, who is deceased, and Irene, who is with us today. Along with Di's extended family, including her siblings Maxine, Butch and Michelle, and her friends here this morning, you were all an important part of her life, and I'm sure if she could, she would thank you all for the love and the friendships that have been shared. As you each take this time to remember Di in your own special way, may it be a warm reminder of how much she has meant to so many. Well, everyone here carries a story, a memory, a piece of Di that, when woven together, creates a tapestry of a beautiful life. Everyone here has their own individual memories. You have all known Di in different ways, and I'm sure there are many things you'll continue to remember. Di was a beautiful soul who taught her family the true meaning of joy, positivity, and resilience. She was a lot of fun to be around. She had a great sense of humour. She was kind, compassionate, and selfless, and she was always putting others' needs before her own. Di was also fiercely independent and resilient, and no matter what challenges she faced, she picked herself up, she dusted herself off, and she just got on with things. Di rarely asked for help, she never wanted to bother others, and she was generous to a fault. Nothing was ever too much trouble for Di. Her door was always open for anyone that needed a meal or a bed, and she lived her life with a genuine need to help others. Above all, it was family that meant everything to Di. Callie and Neil, Gav and Rachel, Harry, Zach and Sophie, you were her whole world, and she was so proud of you all. She would have given what she would have given to have more time to spend with Harry, Zach and Sophie. They gave her a purpose in life, and they truly made her so unbelievably happy and proud. Well, sitting around Gav and Rachel's kitchen table, a place that was like a second home to Di, I know that Kelly, Gav and Rach had so much to share, and here is just a little of what they remembered. Born in Salisbury, South Australia, to parents Dennis and Irene Margison, Di had an older sister, Maxine, a younger brother, Wayne, or Butch as he was known, and a younger sister, Michelle. As a young girl, the family moved around a lot, all over Australia, through her dad's work in engineering. Di often spoke of the time they spent in Northern Territory in Western Australia, before eventually moving back here to East Gippsland. After Di left school, she travelled to the UK for a short holiday when she was around 18. Then returning to Australia, she went to live in Perth, which is where she met George and became a mum to Callie, who was born in 1982, and Gavin in 1984. Di and George moved to Lakes Entrance in 1992, living right around the corner from Di's parents. The kids went to the local primary school, and Di found work at the Kalimna nursing home. Her compassionate and caring nature shone through, and she worked there for over 20 years. She ended up with some truly wonderful friends, and many of you are here today, so thank you. Di and George divorced while Callie and Gavin were in high school, and although Di was heartbroken, her love and pure dedication to being an incredible mother, daughter, sister and friend never wavered in those around her. It was then, in the early 2000s, that Di's life changed in the best kind of way when she met Vic. It was through her cousin Brian that Vic came into her life. He quickly won over Pop, and Nan thought he was like a big teddy bear. Similar life experiences had brought Vic and Di together. They both knew what they didn't want in a relationship, and it wasn't long before they knew they'd met the love of their life. Di and Vic moved to Melbourne for a year with his work, but returned here to Lakes Entrance, and they were so happy together. They were each other's soulmate and best friend, and they were engaged to be married. Vic treated Di like a queen, and he made sure that neither she nor the kids ever went without. Callie and Gav both loved Vic, and they were so glad to see their mum happy. Di and Vic both loved spending time in their garden. Being on 10 acres at the top end of town meant that there was always lawns to mow. So one day Vic surprised Di with a ride-on mower along with a big bow. Di was often heard saying that Vic would buy her anything that would make her life easier. Well, in 2009, life changed again for Di and her family when Vic died suddenly, leaving her whole world in disarray, and she was utterly heartbroken. Kelly and Gav agreed that their mum never really recovered from Vic's death, but they talked about him a lot and he was never far from her mind. Not long after Vic died, her dad Dennis also passed away, and the decision was then made for her mum Irene to move in. They drove each other a little crazy, but they were really good company for each other, and Di would have done anything for her mum. Kelly married Neil in 2012. They live in Melbourne and visit as often as they can. Gav married Rachel in 2013, and they ended up living just a few houses up from Di. She thought that was the best. Di's first grandson, Harry's arrival in 2015 was by far the highlight of her life. She was overjoyed at becoming a grandmother. The ultimate icing on the cake for Di came when she found out that Harry's middle name was Victor, as a testament to him and the relationship that they shared. Di and Rachel's relationship wasn't the typical mother-daughter-in-law relationship. Di invited Rach and the kids to live with her when Gav moved back to Melbourne to work, and Rachel appreciated having such a supportive mother-in-law. Zach and Sophie's arrival kept Di busy, and she loved to take them swimming. She dropped them off and picked them up from school, and she always remarked it was the highlight of her day. Kelly and Gav were always very close to their mum, and living nearby, Gav has been a great help, particularly since Vic's death. Rach and Di also had a very special relationship. Di would often joke that she saw Rach more than she saw Gav. Rach mentioned that her family started their day with Di and finished their day with her. Di had her own key to their house, and it would be nothing for her to walk in their door around 7 o'clock, put the kettle on, help with the kids, do some washing and tidy up, cook dinner and head home. She joined Gav and Rach and the kids for dinner at least 5 times a week, and she became an important part of their daily routine. Well, a few years ago, Di quit working at the nursing home and to start a business in foot and hand treatments and care. She travelled long distances from Omeo to Sale, and she quickly established a great reputation. Long days meant that she didn't have a lot of time for herself, but she never had been afraid of hard work or giving anything a go, and her family was so proud of her for that. Well, as we've mentioned, Di was generous and she loved having family and friends around. Her favourite Christmas was when she had close to 20 people at her home. The more the merrier, she thought. She was always a loving and caring friend, and many of her close friends still live in Western Australia and who are no doubt watching today online. This includes her bestie, Barb. Barb and Di hadn't seen each other for many years, but thankfully in the last school holidays, only a few months back, Di went back to Perth with Gav and Rach and stayed with Barb for 10 days. It was a wonderful time for them both, and Barb feels so grateful that she got to see her beautiful friend one last time. Di's mum, Irene, remained living with her until just 6 months ago when Irene moved into care. Di was unwavering in her love and her support of her mum. It was an extremely difficult decision to make, but despite her mum moving into care, Di visited almost every day. The day before Di went into hospital, she had been gardening and helping out with the kids, and there was nothing to prepare her family, indeed everyone here today, for the devastating news that she would be taken from them. Di passed away suddenly on the 31st of May. She was just 68. I know that everyone here today is sharing in the family's devastation, and I know that you are all still trying to come to terms with her sudden death, and nothing we say today will make it easier to accept that she is gone. All we can do today is remember the beautiful lady she was, feel proud of how loved she was by everyone who knew her, and take comfort knowing that she is back with her soulmate Vic. Di is now an angel, and she is watching over her family, particularly her beautiful grandchildren and everyone that she loved. That's just a very quick snapshot of Di's life. I know her family had so many memories and stories to share about their beautiful mum and mother-in-law. And to continue our tributes, I'm going to ask Kelly and Rachel to come forward to share with us some beautiful memories they have. Thanks, girls. And Gav.
Thank you for everyone for being. You just pretend to him. Thank you to everyone for being here to celebrate the life of Mum. To those online, you can feel your love in the room, and thank you for being a part of today. Our mum was generous, loving, caring, and always put others before herself. She had many roles during her life: daughter, sister, partner, friend, mother, and her favourite of all, nanny to her 3 beautiful grandbabies. Mum was the fixer in the family. She was the one that everyone turned to when things got tough. She took over the care of Auntie Maxine's affairs when we moved to Victoria. She adopted my Staffy when I couldn't give her the room to run around in anymore. She looked after Nan when she couldn't be on her own anymore. She made room in her shed for everyone's stuff, which we have to deal with now. She helped her Auntie May and Uncle Wal when their health and living circumstances changed, and she would always try to do sneaky bank transfers when she thought Gabriel might need it. The list goes on and on. She never asked for a thank you. She just rolled up her sleeves and got things done. Her working life was about others too. As a nurse, she touched the hearts of all that she worked with. She had a heart full of compassion and love, which flowed endlessly into her patients and co-workers. Her closest friends were made through nursing. They quickly became family, and we will forever hold on to those relationships. She often spoke about her time in Perth working in the pre-primary. She loved being around kids and always put her hand up to help with our school activities too. We're blessed to have lots of funny memories with Mum, like the way she loved to abbreviate everything. I remember when Gav and Rach were about to have their firstborn, there was talk about what his name would be, as we knew Mum would shorten it. And in true Mum form, when Harrison was born, she was calling him H within his first 24 hours. Mum was down to earth, a real bogan at heart. She would always say to new people that she bet that she was easygoing and just went with the flow. Nothing fazed her. Well, she proved that on the first night that she met Gav's wife Rach for the first time. Having dinner in a fancy restaurant in Malvern, which we never went to fancy restaurants, Gav, Rach, Mum and I sat around the table, a little nervous, when the next minute, while apparently trying to shoo away a fly, Mum swung her fork full of noodles in the air, causing the noodles to not only land in Rachel's drink, but all over her as well. It was definitely an icebreaker and a story we never let Mum forget. Not only was Mum funny, she was a bloody fighter. In 2016, she was diagnosed with breast cancer, but she kicked it in the arse with surgery and radiation. Her strength was something to be admired. Her health in recent years was more difficult to manage, but she was still extremely active and would run rings around most people. As hard as it is to accept you are no longer with us in this world, we know you are now with Vic in heaven, starting all those adventures that were stolen from you all those years ago. We miss you and love you, Mum.
Yes, I'm very short. Thank you. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Rachel Rebeiro, and I stand in front of you today as Diane's daughter-in-law and also a representative of her family. I would firstly like to express to Kelly and Gav my most sincere and heartfelt condolences. It is never easy losing someone, let alone your mother, in such unexpected and tragic circumstances. To Diane's siblings, Maxine, Butch, Michelle, and lastly, to Diane's mum, Irene, or Nan, I would like to extend to them my most heartfelt sympathy for the loss they feel so deeply. In a time like this, words are insufficient to express or comfort the pain and sorrow I know they are feeling. Diane Christine Rebeiro, or Mum as I will refer to her, born 1st of August 1955, died 31st of May 2024, aged 68 years. Mum was born in Salisbury, South Australia, to parents Dennis and Irene Margison. She was the second of 4, with sisters Maxine and Michelle and brother Wayne. We gather here today to celebrate the life of a remarkable soul who touched our hearts in so many ways. Mum's journey was unique, marked by many moves and new beginnings in her childhood, each bringing her new friendships and the unique opportunities each new place provided. After she finished her schooling, Mum dedicated her life to nursing and providing care for those in need. Her working history included general nursing, spinal nursing, education support at a preschool, aged care, and foot and hand care. As you can see by the profession she chose, she possessed a rare combination of skill, empathy, and unwavering commitment, touching countless lives with her gentle hands and kind heart. In addition to her professional employment, she also took on the role as carer for her elderly mother as she aged. Nan would quite often remark, "What would I do without her?" But she also used to say, "Di keeps me in line." This is another demonstration of her selfless and caring qualities. Although Mum's working life was one we can all admire, the crowning glory in her life came in 1982 and again in 1984 with the birth of her children, Callie and Gav. I know this was something she felt that she was truly blessed. Motherhood is magical. It grants you the power to fall in love with someone before ever meeting them. It gives you amazing instincts to look after your children. It fuels you in ways you can't explain to keep you going no matter how exhausted you are, and it expands your heart and fills it with more love than you ever felt. And there was no one in this world that was born to be a mother more than she was. In the early 2000s, as Mum so often put it, she met her soulmate Vic. Their love story was a testament to the beauty of finding true connection and joy after both enduring hardship. Together they built a life filled with love, laughter, support and unwavering devotion. Tragically in 2009, Vic passed away, cutting their love story short and leaving a profound void in Mum's heart. Yet even in her grief, she found a new sense of purpose. When the greatest loves of her life were born, or as she used to put it, my reason for living, her grandchildren. Harry in 2015, Zach in 2019, and Sophie in 2022. They became the light in her life, bringing her immense joy and renewed strength. Mum poured her love and energy into nurturing and guiding them, finding solace and fulfilment in her role as grandmother. Her ability to overcome heartache and embrace their love so fully, even after such a great loss, is an inspiration to us all. She found happiness in taking her grandkids to school, childcare, and participating in swimming lessons. She delighted in having sleepovers filled with stories and laughter and bonding over cooking and baking together, which became cherished rituals, such as baking shortbread Christmas cookies. Mum was not only their devoted grandmother, but also their biggest champion, ensuring she never missed a single milestone in their lives. From their first steps to their first words, their first apprehensive day of childcare, kindergarten and school, she was a constant presence and there for unwavering support. For instance, during the January school holidays when Harry participated in a Nipper surf carnival, despite her reservations about the beach and hatred of the sand, living in a seaside town, she made certain to be there, cheering him on with unbridled enthusiasm at every turn of the event. I was speaking to my son Zach the other day about his fondest memory of Nanny, and he simply said, everything. Mum and Nanny was a significant part of our daily lives. Her presence was a source of comfort, her joy, her wisdom, and her guidance invaluable. Whether it was a kind word, a warm hug, or simply being there when needed, her love and support were constants that we all relied on. Her influence and nurturing spirit shaped our days and filled our hearts. Despite ongoing health concerns, she would not let this impede on her ability to nurture and care for her family. Her home was a sanctuary with an open door policy, welcoming people from all walks of life, including friends from England, interstate and overstate travellers, and countless number of Gavin Kelly's friends. All were welcome. Mum embraced everyone with open arms, creating an environment of warmth, acceptance, and unconditional love. She had a remarkable ability to make everyone feel valued and at home, no matter their background or story. I, for one, can attest to her generosity of spirit as she welcomed me into her family, into her home, and into her heart, treating me as one of her own from the moment we met from our famous noodle encounter, which we still regularly continue to laugh at 15 years down the track. It has been an absolute privilege and honour to call her mum for the past 15 years. Recently, Mum, Gav, the kids and I were able to fulfil one of her dreams by taking her back to Perth on a family holiday. The trip was especially meaningful as she got to spend precious time with her best friend Barb, rekindling old memories and creating new ones. It was a beautiful experience filled with laughter and love, and we couldn't have asked for a better ending to her remarkable journey. Before I finish, I would like to share a poem with you that I found in her room after her passing, and I felt it was especially fitting, titled, "I Want You Beside Me." Being apart from you isn't easy. I find myself missing you so often, in so many ways. But even though we can't be together right now, gentle thoughts of you fill my days, and dreams of you fill my nights. No matter what I'm doing, I know it would be so much nicer if I could be sharing it with you. I keep imagining things you'd say if you were with me right now, or the way you would laugh if something funny happened, and the next thing I know, I'm daydreaming about all the things we'll do when we're together again. We cannot change what has happened. We cannot bring her back as we would like to. All we can do is celebrate the life that she lived, celebrate the person that she was, and also give thanks. We all got to know and love Mum. On behalf of Callie, Neil, Gav, our children, and myself, we'd personally like to thank her for her love, her care, and the sacrifices she made us. Diane Christine Rebeiro, born 1st of August 1955, died 31st of May 2024, aged 68 years. Rest in peace. We love you.
Absolutely deserves a round of applause, those beautiful tributes. Thank you so much, girls and Gav, for being support, and I know that Kelly and Gav appreciate you, Rach. You've been a marvellous support at this really difficult time, and beautifully spoken both of you. Thank you for sharing those. As we've mentioned, there's quite a few people watching online. A couple of very good friends, Barb, who lives in Western Australia, we've mentioned already, and also Catherine, who lives overseas. They've sent through tributes, and I'd like to share that now on their behalf. First one I'm going to share is on behalf of Barb. How do I write about a person like Di, who was everything a friend should be? When I first met Di in nursing, I thought she was beautiful to look at with a happy nature. Her smile was full and her great Aussie nature intrigued me. I had never met a girl sounding so Aussie. I loved it and always enjoyed hearing her voice because of how matter-of-fact she was, and she didn't change in all of her years. Di loved and adored having her kids, Callie and Gavin, who grew to be fun, happy, caring people with their own personal paths. She cared and forgave people, and she loved her grandkids, Harry, Zach and Sophie, fiercely. My eyes fill with tears when I think of them not being able to see, hear and feel her, but I believe if there's a way, she will be above us looking down and smiling, seeing her happy smile. I'll miss you, mate. Love, Barb. And now from family friend Catherine, who lives overseas. I met Di when I was 18 years old. I was backpacking solo around Australia. I had hitched a ride with a quirky guy who had converted an old school bus to go wandering. We travelled to the most southwesterly tip of Australia, and then he was headed to Perth to visit his cousin. He invited me to come along. Di was his cousin. After one evening with her family, she invited me to stay. Her beautiful children, Gav then aged 4 and Cal aged 6, welcomed me, played with me and didn't even mind that they had to share a room to make room for me. I ended up staying for 2 months, the longest I'd stayed anywhere in my year-long trip. I couldn't leave until we celebrated Callie's 7th birthday. She was the most beautiful little girl inside and out. I adored them both. Di and I kept in touch the old-fashioned way, airmail letters that you folded. Do we remember that? And had to be very careful to open the right way, otherwise you'd have to piece together the words. I never imagined I'd ever see her again, but fate would have it that I would return to Australia many years later. It was a precious reunion. Never in my wildest dreams did I ever imagine I would one day introduce Di to my own beloved sons, or see her children all grown up. Callie and Neil with their fur babies, and Gav and Rach with their ridiculously cute little uns, but I did. I have been privileged to be a part of this amazing family for over 30 years. Di was a nurse. She was the epitome of a genuinely kind, caring nurse. She would do anything for anyone, and she was inspiringly accepting. She was generous and fun, and she showed me what forgiving looked like too. During her life, Di had more than her fair share of ups and downs. She could have become resentful and bitter, but she never did. Di was strong, she was brave, and she was way wiser than she ever let on. She had a pure spirit and a wicked sense of humour, and to top it all, she made a superb curry. I will never forget Di's kindness, the love that she showed me, and the fun and laughter we had when I was a teen and whenever we were reunited. Just before lockdown, we were blessed to be together to welcome her second grandson, Zach, into the world. It was a very special time and a privilege to be with the whole family. I never imagined I wouldn't see her again. Dear, sweet Di let go of her human form on May the 31st with her loving family by her side. I'm devastated, but I know that my heartbreak is only because she was so precious. I feel truly blessed to have so much love in my heart for this very special woman whom I admired and cherished, and who taught me so much about how to be my best self. I will miss her smile, her laugh, and her friendship. My loving thoughts are with you, Cal and Gav, and your clans. I am with you. A couple of really beautiful tributes there from some special friends who can't be with us today, and I know that everyone here in this room and those watching have their own special memories to share. And I know a lovely way to do this is to join Callie and Gav and the rest of the family here at the club when we do conclude here today. There's going to be refreshments served, and if you are able to, instead of heading out into the cold, keep in the warmth of the room here and share those memories and stories in a less formal setting. So there's a warm invitation for you to join the family when we do conclude here today. On that note, I now am going to ask you to enjoy a photo presentation. A lovely way to take a trip down memory lane is through photos. There's been some very special ones today which are going to invoke some smiles and I'm sure lots of tears. A couple of beautiful songs have been chosen, so please enjoy this photo presentation of Di's life.
Boy can after all the violence and double talk, it's just a song in only trouble and the strife. You do the walk, yeah, you do the walk of life. You do the walk of life.
You said when you died you'd walk with me every day. And I start to cry and say, please don't talk that way. With a blink of an eye, the Lord came and asked you to leave. You went to a better place, but it stole you away from me. And now she lives in heaven, but I know they let her to take care of me. There's a strange kind of light caressing me tonight. Pray silence my fear, she is near, bringing heaven down here. I miss your love, I miss your touch, but I'm feeling you every day. And I can almost hear you say, you've come a long way, baby. And now you live in heaven, but I know they let you out to take care of me. There's a strange kind of light in my bedroom tonight. Pray silence my fear, she is near, bringing heaven down here. You taught me kings and queens while stroking my head. In my darkest hour, I know you are there, kneeling down beside me, whispering my prayers. There's a strange kind of light caressing me tonight. Pray silence my fear, she is near, bringing heaven down here. The next time that we meet, I will bow at her feet and say, wasn't life sweet? Then we'll prepare to take heaven down there.
Her smile was certainly biggest in those photos with the grandchildren. That certainly tells us everything, I think. Well, today we have been reminded of how short life really is and how we are all simply just passing through. We know that you should have had more time together with Di, but we can't live our lives thinking about all the things that might have been. It's important that today we remember the things that you are happy for, the moments that made Di happy, and in time, I hope these things will help you smile again. If there was just one thing that Di would want us to take from today, it would be to cherish life and don't sweat the small stuff. She was a positive person who would always look for the best in any situation, and as hard as it will be, she would want us to try and do the same. I hope it brings her family some comfort knowing how much happiness you have each given her and of how much she appreciated and really did love you all. The hardest part of losing someone isn't having to say goodbye, but rather learning to live without them. Kelly and Neil, Gav and Rach, Harry, Zach and Sophie will never feel the void in their lives now that Di is gone. However, they are so lucky to have the support and love of some wonderful people, family and friends who they know will be there for them. To everyone who has sent flowers, the visits, the phone calls and the messages, and for the general support and friendship, it's been amazing. Please take this as a personal thank you. They really do appreciate it more than words can say. I have one final poem to share today. They are words I feel certain Di would want her family to know. Speak of me as you have always done. Remember the good times, the laughter and fun. Continue to share the memories we've made. Do not let them wither or fade. I will be with you in the summer's sun, and when the winter's chill has come, I'll be the voice that whispers in the breeze. I am peaceful now. Put your mind at ease. I've rested my eyes and gone to sleep, but memories we've shared are yours to keep. Sometimes our final days may be a test, but remember me when I was at my best. Although things may not be the same, don't be afraid to use my name. Let your sorrow last for just a while. Comfort each other and try to smile. I've lived a life filled with joy and love. Live on now. Make me proud of what you'll become. One final message to Di's family as you navigate the difficult weeks and months ahead. Remember, it will be the little things that you will remember, the quiet moments, the smiles and the laughter. Although it seems impossible right now, it will be the moments and memories of these things that will help push away the pain and bring your smiles back again. May those beautiful yesterdays always remain in your heart and your sorrows gently fade away. May words of comfort rest gently upon your heart, and so in time may they become words of healing, and may it help you all to know in some way that everyone here is sharing the sorrow in your hearts. Thank you, Di, for every lesson, every memory and every moment. May your journey be peaceful as you rest in the comfort of our memories and the love that you leave behind. You were an angel on earth, and your memory will be your family's greatest treasure to have and to hold in their hearts forever. While our last song is being played, I invite you just to remain seated for a moment, and then as we take the coffin out, if you'd like to follow Di's family out and wave her goodbye, and then you are again welcome to join the family back inside in the warmth. So thank you again for being here today. I know that Di's family really do greatly appreciate it. Thank you.
Look like in heaven. Is it peaceful? Is it free like they say? Does the sun shine bright forever? Have your fears and your pain gone away? 'Cause here on earth it feels like everything good is the same since you left. And here on earth everything's different. There's an emptiness. Oh, I hope you're dancing in the sky, and I hope you're singing in the angels' choir, and I hope the angels know what they have. I bet it's so nice up in heaven since you arrived. So tell me, what do you do in heaven? Are your days filled with love and light?
grab the roses for you. Please feel free to come nice and close so that everyone else can make their way out. Would you like to come forward and sign this book with a copy of it?
You okay? It's Debbie. Oh, you okay?
Yeah. Cold.
Yeah. Why don't we put this blanket up?
It's had a few minutes.